Oh me. Oh my. What's up, guys? You guys are gonna have to pardon me. I haven't done this in so long. I haven't reviewed wrestling in so long. But god damn it if I ain't gonna do it for WrestleMania. By the way, I may be a little rusty at this, so pardon me. But if you're new here, subscribe. I gotta make sure I say that. Like the video, all that good stuff. Because I got some vultures that's gonna be in the comments section. They're gonna be back. Alright. In this video alone, I'm gonna review the main event. Because I gotta put all that other stuff into other videos. Like WrestleMania has given me so much to think about. And I can't put it all into one video. I'll be talking for the entirety of WrestleMania, including the pre-show. So no, we're not gonna do that. First, let me tell you guys the results. I wanna make sure that I tell you guys the results of all the matches. Let's just get that part out of the way. On the pre-show, we had the tag team match, the Fatal 4-Way, or whatever we're gonna call it. We had Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. They retained their titles against, well, Green and Gray Day. Who else was in that match? The Matadores and one of the Usos, because the other one was hurt. Yeah, that was actually a pretty good match. I'll get into that in a different video. Big Show won the second annual Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He won it over Mizdow, who Mizdow finally got his comeuppance against the Miz. They were the last three in the ring. Well, the last four was Ryback, but this isn't about that. Let me keep it going. Daniel Bryan, he won the Intercontinental Championship on the ladder match. I'll get into that in another video. Randy Orton and Seth Rollins. Randy Orton won with the RKO that was like the greatest thing I've probably ever seen in my life from Randy Orton. That was ridiculous. We'll get into that. Triple H beat Sting. Oh my God, Triple H beat Sting. That shit's gonna get some time. AJ Lee and Paige defeated the Bella Twins. John Cena beat Rusev. Well, that happened. Undertaker beat Bray Wyatt. Not too thrilled about that one, but again, it's gonna get its own video. And then we have the main event. Well, there was more than just the main event. We also had a segment with The Rock, Ronda Rousey, Triple H, and Stephanie. It's gonna get its own time. And also the main event, Bork Laser versus Roman Reigns. And here's what we're here for. This is what we are here for because this right here was very, very controversial. Since Michael Cole keeps using the word wrong, I'm going to use it correctly. This was a very controversial match. And by controversial, I mean the build-up of it. All of the stuff beyond with Roman Reigns and how he was booked and built up for this entire moment, this entire match. Everything about this was controversial. And to get the finish that we got, it was so necessary. It was necessary. It was predictable, but necessary. And there was, you know what? Let me talk about the build. Let me talk about the build because it's just so much that I can say about this. And first things first, Roman Reigns, did he deserve to be in this spot? The way he was pushed? No. And the reason why I never really got a chance to talk about this, I've watched so many other people that do wrestling videos talk about this, and people kind of teetered around it, but never hit the nail on the head as to why the people resent Roman Reigns. And it's not that anyone actually resents Roman Reigns. It's more so the fact of how he was positioned, why he was positioned, and just overall, like, just being shoved. It was being shoved because when he was with the Shield, people loved him. And I was one of those guys who, way back before they even won the tag team titles, him and Seth Rollins, I said they were keeping this Shield thing together all to protect Reigns because I knew from the start Reigns couldn't talk. They didn't let him talk. And when he did, it was very minimal. And you could just tell he didn't have it when it came to the mic. So they kept him with the Shield for protection. And I was one of those people that thought, like, okay, even when the Shield split, they was going to keep him with the guy so that he didn't have to do the talking. I was wrong on that. But it was okay. It was okay because all you got to do is just be a badass. You don't have to talk. Look at Goldberg. Look at Goldberg. Goldberg didn't talk, and he was over. Look at Brock. Brock comes at, well, when Brock talks, it's pretty bad. But look at Brock. Brock, for the most part, does not talk. So there's nothing wrong with a badass that just doesn't say much. And that's what Reigns could have been. But here's where things got a bit messy. The thing is, when they split them all off, people were still behind Reigns. But they kept feuding them with guys like Big Show and Kane. And if you're in a feud with Big Show and Kane, you're not really going to go nowhere. People aren't going to get behind that because people aren't behind Kane and Big Show. And when I say behind Kane and Big Show, those two guys aren't getting the proper heat. The heat they're getting is, we don't really want to see you on TV anymore heat. They don't generate that heat like, oh my God, kill this guy, kill this guy, kill this guy. No, they've been around whatever a bit much. And it's by the time they retire, they're not really doing anything to enhance anyone. So no one progresses when working with them. And they stuck Roman Reigns with these two. So people aren't really getting really invested into Roman Reigns like they are Seth Rollins and like they were Dean Ambrose when Dean Ambrose was hot. Because those two guys were feuding with each other and they were doing things, you know, that resolved around newer guys or the guys that people respected. No one really, like, as far as wrestling ability, no one respects Big Show or Kane. Nobody cares about them. So when, again, I'm reiterating myself here. So if you stick Roman Reigns with these guys, people don't get that invested. So that's knock number one you have on Roman Reigns. The next knock you have on Roman Reigns is that he got hurt. He got hurt at the wrong time. And by that I mean, he was actually starting to lose a little momentum before he got hurt because people were seeing the writing on the walls, but everybody was behind Dean Ambrose. People were behind Dean Ambrose. Everybody is chanting for him. Everybody's buying his merch. He became the number 2 seller for like a month in merch. WWE don't want to tell you that. I think it was either number 1 or number 2. I'm not sure. It was 1 or 2. But what happened next is people started feeling as though Dean Ambrose had a chance to actually win the title because he was getting so hot. And he got de-pushed so bad. People just resented what was going to happen because they knew it was Reigns that was supposed to get the push. So now it's like, all right, he's being forced a little bit, but not really, because now he goes and gets hurt. Okay, cool, he's hurt, whatever. People are still trying to get behind Dean, but Dean keeps losing. And then Reigns comes back. Fine, okay, we could get behind Reigns. But then he cut that promo during the pay-per-view. And my God, it was bad. And then he came back and started doing promos on Raw, backstage stuff, where they have him doing nursery rhymes and Superman rhymes and Suffer and Succotash. We can't get behind that. What does any of this have to do with the match? Let me work. Let me work. Because I got to tell you guys why people resent Roman Reigns. Again, it's not Roman Reigns that's resented. It's the way that he's being booked and being pushed and being shoved. Because when people went against how Roman Reigns was being pushed in the lines that he was being fed, we didn't like it. It's like, give us the badass Samoan that we know he could be. Give me the badass. Because that's a guy we could get behind. He has the look. And we've all seen Roman Reigns talk outside of WWE TV. And on his own, the guy has charisma. He has a coolness to him. You could almost compare him to, if you want to say, you can almost compare him to Diesel. Because he's just cool. He's a cool dude. And he looks like he could beat your ass. And that's the Roman Reigns that people want to see. That's the Roman Reigns that people want to get behind. But they fed him to us wrong. And when WWE noticed that, they tried to keep forcing it rather than just fix the situation. They wanted to keep doing the nursery rhymes and having him going out there looking stupid. It just looked stupid the way he was. So, moving along, he wins the Royal Rumble. People shit on it. They knew that was coming. They had to. Well, no, because I hear that Vince was surprised. Everybody knew that was coming. Even with The Rock. Rock, you going to get this boo work too. Because he was being shoved. And also because Daniel Bryan was back. And with Daniel Bryan back, that gives hope. That, okay, maybe with Roman Reigns, they'll hold off a minute, give him some time to develop some more, let him develop his character some more, keep the title on Brock for another year. This way you can erase CM Punk's reign. Well, you're not going to erase his reign, but you can surpass his reign, which is what, you know, they're petty like that. They'll do things like that. You can surpass his reign, and then by the time next year rolls around, that gives us ample time to get behind Reigns, and that gives them time to book him correctly. And they're like, no, we're just going to keep doing it the way we're doing it. So, all right, they calmed down on the nursery rhymes. Cool, great. They didn't give him too much time in promos. Cool, great. He still sucked at him, but they didn't give him too much. And then they put him with Daniel Bryan. And people resented that because they felt as though Daniel Bryan's our guy, we got our hopes up, and now you fuck us in the ass. People didn't like that. So, I'm really lengthy with this. I apologize, but I'm going to get to the match. Trust me. So, when they stick Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns together, it's just something people didn't want because the writing was on the wall. People knew what was going to happen. Everybody knew what was about to go down. And they knew that WWE was going to use Daniel Bryan to get Roman Reigns over. And for that, they didn't resent them both. They resented the idea that WWE was using at this moment. That's why you heard the boos for Daniel Bryan and you heard the boos for Roman Reigns, because it wasn't them that was getting booed. It was what the idea behind it was. But then you got the match at Fastlane, which was an excellent match between Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. And Daniel Bryan's carried the hell out of it. But Roman Reigns looked good. That is the Roman Reigns that everybody wants to see. And when he beat Daniel Bryan at Fastlane, there was no boos. Because, again, that is the Roman Reigns that people want to see. The one that's badass. The one that's just look like he could fuck you up. The one you want to chill with when you go to the bar. But not too much because you ain't going to grab no pussy because he's going to take it all. You don't want that Roman Reigns. But you do want him to help you out and get into a battle. That's the guy you want. All right. So that brings us to the Brock Lesnar thing. So Roman Reigns is gaining a little steam. You know, they kept Daniel Bryan around just couple more weeks just to put the icing on the cake, just to get him over a little bit more. And it calmed down the boos a bit. It calmed down the boos. But the issue with the build-up of this match is that outside of just one segment that they had after the Royal Rumble, a little backstage thing that they did, other than that, these two didn't even see each other for over a month. What was it? 2 months. This was in January. They didn't see each other for 2 months. Horrible build. You don't build a main event for WrestleMania like that. Where's the heat? Where's the tension? There's none, because you're still sticking Roman Reigns with Big Show and with Kane and with The Authority and Seth Rollins, and Brock's at home chilling, jerking off, getting his dick sucked by Sable, doing all this wild man shit, except for being there to promote. And then when you do got Brock there, he's just standing in the ring and there's still no Roman Reigns to be found. How do we get behind this match if these guys aren't even in the same arena for 2 months? And then when you do get them together, they do a tug of war with the belt. No words? No shoving? No nothing? No referee breaking it up? No, what? What is this? It was horrible. It was a horrible build. A horrible build. So that leads us up to the match. And hey, For any of y'all that are used to my reviews, y'all know I talk. Y'all know I talk. We 15 minutes in. I'm just now getting to the match. Let me work. Please let me work. So, how do I feel about the match? Bork Laser dominated. But I like that, you know, Roman kept the whole, you know, like smiling it off, give me more type of gimmick. I do like that. But in a way, I don't like it because it didn't play off into the finish of the match. It had nothing to do. Actually, okay, I get it. I get it. Let me reconcile my thoughts because I understand. Everything that was done in this match was to throw you off about Seth Rollins cashing in. I even personally think that they started this match late for the sole purpose to throw you off about Seth Rollins cashing in. Because I've always said, if you follow me on Twitter long enough, and I'm going to clear up a tweet that I said today about I don't think that Seth is going to cash in because this is going too long. But before this, I've always said Seth is going to cash in. He's the only person that can save this main event. The only one that can save this main event is a Seth cash in. Because that's how you send the fans home happy. You're not going to send them happy home or send them home happy with Roman Reigns winning. And then Brock, I mean, Brock could win, but for an already poorly booked Mania, where's the buzz behind just a typical Brock win? They needed some buzz. They need people watch WrestleMania on the network. And for people that have bought the network saying, all right, we're just going to watch WrestleMania, they needed a reason to keep them around. What better reason can you get than this finish, the Seth Rollins cash-in? So, I don't know. What do we get? Like 10, 12 suplexes from Brock on Roman Reigns, which was cool. It was okay because you get suplex, F5, kick out. Ooh. And then you get Roman Reigns smiling. Oh, Brock don't like that. Suplex, repeat. F5, Roman Reigns kicks out. Brock slap. I mean, he slapped the babies out of his mouth. Like, he slapped him hard. He slapped him dumb hard. And he laughed. Roman Reigns laughed. And I'm like, you really want to piss this guy off? But all that made people think was, oh, man, they're really going to have Roman Reigns, John Cena, this situation. It's going to be LOL Reigns wins. That's what they wanted you to think. And then they give us that spot where I'm starting to think, because if you take enough scars in, I want to say prize fighting, but all right, you did the UFC. Brock can easily get scarred. His skin can easily get scarred. And it's because like certain skin and muscle tissues, you know, in your face are always going to be sensitive. Just like you see, like, for example, let's take the Bushwhackers, since they was at the Hall of Fame. Let's take the Bushwhackers. If they ever take a hit across the head, or even Abdullah the Butcher, you can see Abdullah the Butcher do it. He could just tap his head a few times and he's going to start bleeding. And that happens if you built those type of tissues in your skin after bleeding so much. And Brock was UFC. So his skin, I believe, I'm not no doctor or nothing, but I would think that is sensitive. So him hitting that pole, for some reason, and I'm not saying that this is a thing, but there's a possibility that maybe Brock was already like kind of pre-cut, because he's scarred really easy on his lip, on his eye, on his forehead. It was perfectly placed, like right there by the hairline. And right by the hairline is where people usually blade. Not saying he bladed in this match, but it's possible that he could have bladed before and it could have been covered up. They could have Vaselined it up good enough, spread it real thin so you don't even see nothing, and then boom, as soon as you hit the pole, you tap yourself a few times, blood comes out. So that's what I'm thinking is happening. And then when you got Paul Heyman telling him to get in to beat the 10 count, you got Paul Heyman telling the ref, hey, stop the count, something's wrong here. If you notice, they had that camera dead in Paul's face, and it's all just to make sure that you see that moment so you could believe, oh man, Brock is really messed up. And then Brock makes it in at 10. He makes it in. You got Paul screaming, get in the ring, get in the ring. It's like, oh my God, is Brock really hurt? Or are they really about to use this to get Reigns over? Are they really about to use this to say that, you know, this is how Reigns won, you know, because Brock ran into the pole, so now Reigns is going to win? And Reigns took advantage, which was cool. But he goes for this. I mean, he super punched him a few times, which is cool. Which is cool. But the spears came. And I'm like, oh my God, there's no way they're going to end it like this, right? Because we didn't get enough time to see a Roman Reigns comeback. Now, of course, he's attacking him because he's a wounded animal. But we didn't get to see enough Reigns on top, which was a problem if it would have ended that way. So, okay. Now we get Brock Lesnar with the F5. And they're both down. And out comes Seth, which was needed. And when out came Seth, out came the pop. People give Seth the heat that he's supposed to get. Seth gets heel heat. Seth is doing a damn good job at getting heat because people like Seth, but as a heel, he gets heat. The same people that like Seth still give him the heat that he's supposed to get as a heel, which kind of explains why there was a pop, especially when he won the title. Because it's like, oh my God, that's our guy. People love Seth. And then come Monday, mark my words now, come tomorrow, he's going to get the boos. Now, if Reigns would have won and then Seth cashed in, oh, well, see, now you have a babyface Seth Rollins, because Roman Reigns would have been booed out of the building. People would have loved Seth Rollins if he would have cashed in on Roman Reigns winning. So basically, what Brock's injury was built up for wasn't for Roman Reigns to look like he could win. It was built up to put Seth in that position to cash in, which was masterfully done. Masterfully done. Because it keeps everybody as they are. And it gives everybody something to do. First, Seth, he got to give Brock his rematch. That's first and foremost. And I don't know how long Seth's reign is going to last. Then it's like, okay, what do we have for Brock? I can't give you that answer. I know that there's going to be some feuding between Seth and Roman Reigns. And I'm thinking that by SummerSlam, Roman Reigns will be in position, in better position, to win the title. Whether it be from Seth or from Brock, or I don't see anybody else in that title picture. But by SummerSlam, I think that it gives people ample time to get behind Reigns. Right now, they didn't let Reigns win that title because they wanted people to just back off. Reigns will still get pushed. But now that he has that monkey off his back, people will get the chance to get behind Roman Reigns. And people will get the chance to give him that slow build that we all thought that he should have gotten. Roman Reigns should have been booked correctly, and he wasn't. He was forced. And I believe they knew that they messed up. And I think now, if they give him the time for people to get behind him, you're going to have a megastar. And you got Seth in perfect position to be the Edge. He's Edge right now. Seth Rollins is Edge. He's huge. And Seth can be, I mean, not Seth, but Roman Reigns, he can be John Cena if done correctly. Got to be badass. He's got to be that. But again, I don't know what we're going to do with Bork. Usually I already got this stuff mapped out for y'all, but this time, I don't. But that's all I have for this one. Stay tuned to the channel for the other WrestleMania reviews. Probably going to be like 3 or 4 more of these videos. It's just so much to talk about. Hopefully I get it down to 2. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.